Mitch has Rose 96 here with another Pacific Rim review. This time we're reviewing a Jaeger, and it is the Battle Damage Gipsy Danger from Series 2. Got this figure from Toy Anxiety, so yeah, let's get into it. Nice picture of the Jaeger. I don't think that this is Battle Damage or anything. I believe it's the same picture that was from Series 1. You get the name as a little sticker that says Battle Damaged. On the back you get a nice picture of the Battle Damage version, and then you get the Series 1 picture of the three figures from Series 1. So yeah, so here's the Battle Damage Gipsy I want to call him a Gypsy Jaeger, Gypsy Danger. So yeah, so overall here he is. He's very cool. Let's just go straight into the detailing. I think that most people that are watching this are going to want to know, how does the battle damage look, because that's probably going to be your decisioning factor on this. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's very worn, which I really do like. You've got the whole thing is like covered in dirt, which I think looks cool. And then they add some like scratching and stuff and paint chipping, which I think is cool. Sorry about that. I'm trying to adjust the light. There you go. Trying to give you a good look at it. There we go. So as you can see, that just looks really cool. I mean, it's definitely not like one of those battle damage toys that has a little bit of battle damage here and there. This thing is covered in battle damage, whether it's just dirt or if it's actual like scraping of the metal and stuff. But I think it looks beautiful. Really well done. Like, you get a couple of the paint scratches and stuff, which looks really nice. Just incredibly well done. I think that NECA is fantastic with this type of thing, which is why I think that they do a great battle damage version of an item. So I just want to give you all angles, because I think that a lot of people that are thinking about buying this have the first one and they're just like, is it worth it to get this one instead? So I think that that's mostly a personal decision, which is why I really just want to give you guys a full look at where the battle damage is and how it looks on the figure. Even on the head there's battle damage, which is great, and on that inner lip there's battle damage, which is just so cool. My first complaint about it that I noticed is the paint on the eye is really not great. I mean, it's very wavy, which I really don't understand, because you compare it with Striker, and he's got really good paint apps. I don't see any problem, and it's basically the same style of paint. So I don't understand why they could do it really well on Eureka, but they couldn't do it well on Danger. So yeah, so I'm really not loving that. But hey, what are you gonna do? So as you saw, I think the battle damage is terrific. I think it gives an awesome look, and he's not like so dirty or anything that you can't tell that it's him. It is of course Gypsy Danger. You get all the blue and everything, so you can totally see it. I'm not sure if this, I want to call it an arc reactor, but this middle turbine, I don't think it's this like orange in the first version. I'm not sure though. I have all the figures except for the first version of this. I'm very happy with the battle damage instead. Overall, I think that it's really cool how they mix like the orange and red and yellow. It's a great mix, and it really looks like it's a deep, color. It's got a lot of tension to it. It's kind of what I want to say. Overall, looks great. So yeah. So, of course, other than that, he does come with the blades. If you're thinking about buying this figure to get the blades, I wouldn't recommend it. And really, I don't like the blades at all, which is a shame, but they just really don't work for me. They're kind of soft plastic, but they're mostly hard plastic, and, they've just got a little edge here. See if we can focus. There you go. You just have that little edge. It's supposed to just plug into his hand, and I'll try to get you guys to be able to see. There, you can see that little plug. I have so much trouble trying to plug it in. I just think that it really just doesn't work well, and when I got it in before, it falls out so fast. And I thought maybe I was putting it in wrong or something. So what I did was I popped off the hand and tried it then, and was able to get it in, but it popped right off. And I had a visual. I could totally see that it was. I could totally see that it went in right and everything. So this, yeah, as you can see, it's not stable, which I really hate. You can't plug it in and then move the arm and it'll have it stay. I don't know if maybe that's just me, but personally, that's how it is for me. So it is definitely a bummer, and that is quite disappointing. So I'm very sorry about that. If you were looking forward to those blades, which I pretty much was, they are just kind of worthless, which is unfortunate. And I really thought I was gonna like them. So yeah, so that's a shame. So overall, if you have the first Danger, Gypsy Danger, I wouldn't recommend getting this one. As long as you're somewhat, budget savvy, I guess. If you don't want to, just spend a lot, then I would just recommend sticking with the first one, because there's not a whole lot of differences to get this one. If you are a big fan of Pacific Rim and everything, and you really like Gipsy Danger and everything, then go ahead and get this one, because it does look really cool with the battle damage. I will say, though, this is a pretty well-lit area, so the battle damage is brought out a little bit more in this lighting. If you just have it at home and you're at a desk, with a regular light on, you probably won't see the detailing as good as you do here. So yeah, now let's just do some size comparisons. So here he is compared to some kaiju, however you say it. So you've got Knifehead and Leatherback, both of which he fought, which is kind of neat. So I think that they look pretty good together. I mean, in scale with Leatherback, I think he's perfect. In scale with Knifehead, I think Knifehead's too small. And I can't confirm that, but that's just how it looks to me. So yeah, so I can't say it's great with Knifehead, but if you have Leatherback, this is a cool one to do some poses with Leatherback. Also, what I liked about this battle damage one is if I had both versions and they were both on my shelf and everything, whenever I thought of pulling it out to do some posing or maybe to make a video with a pose in it or something, I would never pick the regular Jaeger, because you want to use the battle damage one. It gives the pose a lot cooler look, and I think it's just a lot better for posing. So because of that, that was another reason that I decided to go with the battle damage instead of the regular version. So I just thought that I'd let you know that. So as you can see, he's in good scale. Let's compare him with some other Jaegers. Alright, so here's Gipsy Danger with the Crimson Typhoon and Striker Eureka. As you can see, he looks really good with them. I mean, I guess if you have them posed on a shelf, I guess the clean version of Gipsy Danger would look a little bit better, but I think the battle damage one is fine. I mean, if you're really worried about getting the battle damage one, and you don't have the first one, I recommend just going for the battle damage version instead of the first one. If you're standing in front of both of them at the same price each, I would say go for the battle damage version instead. But that's just my opinion. As you can see, they do look all really great together. One last thing is articulation. I should have done that before the comparisons, but I forgot. So yeah, so articulation, pretty good on this guy. He's got a ball joint head. It's mostly just a swivel, and it doesn't swivel very well at all. I mean, just back and forth a little bit, which is not great. He's got ball hinge shoulders that go in and out a little bit. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great, and they can go up. It's a very stiff joint too, I will say. He's got hinge elbows, also very stiff, that don't move super well. Ball jointed wrists, which are really nice, because he's the only one that can do the uppercut kind of pose, something like this where he's just punching a kaiju going up like an uppercut. Striker doesn't have the swiveling on the wrist, so he can't do that. So that's something I don't like about the other one. He's got ball jointed upper torso, which looks really nice, and I think looks great. He's got a hinge thighs that don't go out very much, and don't go in and out very much either. So yeah, so can't say that that's great. But articulation is pretty decent. I mean, it can go out that far. Hinge at the knee, which works quite well. Hinge at the ankle, which works great. I love this ankle articulation. The best ankle articulation from anybody in both series. With a what's that called? A heel hinge. The heel hinge is a little unnecessary for me. I can't think of a good pose other than walking forward a little bit. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you can do that, but I really don't think that the heel hinge is necessary. It just, I can't imagine really using that ever in a pose or anything. But hey, I'm fine with unnecessary joints, because, it's just more for us. So yeah, so overall, this battle damage Gipsy Danger. Sorry, it's so hard to remember all their names because they're so strange. So this Gipsy Danger, I really like. If you have the first version, there's no real need to go out and get this one. But if you don't have the first version, I highly recommend this. Or if you're just a big Pacific Rim fan and you have the first one, then go ahead and get this one too, because it's a really nice look and looks great in with the other figures. So there you go. So that's my review. Thanks so much for watching.